face. I'm a strong voice. I'm intelligent and wise. Beautiful voice. Yes, yes, I'm a strong voice. The spirit of wisdom is calling, and the voice of unity must answer. Today is Roman. Today is Roman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Second to Africa. Reimagine, reimagining Africa. um, it's Thursday evening. We come on at 8 p.m. It gives me time to get home and take care of priorities. This is also a priority. Educating or informing or exchanging with Liberians is also hard on my list. But the first law of nature is self-preservation. Should I continue to have shows and pay for the online platform, the applications, and all of that? I have to be able to afford it, right? So, but I'm here tonight. I'm here every night, not every night, every Thursday night around this time. We are looking to be back on the air in Liberia. There are a few radio stations that has reached out to us to carry us. I know Brother Supreme lost his mother, so he has not been available. There's a young man I was supposed to set in for him. So hopefully I will hear from him. But anyway, I'm here trying to find balance after 8 years of running back and forth to Liberia, after trying to educate um, most of our people that we encounter in respect to how to choose their leader, to choose their leaders wisely. Um, in the end, no matter what you say, people see themselves in their leaders, right? So our leaders are the reflection of us, whoever we decide to choose. But tonight, I'm more about talking to you about things that not just what is happening to our country, but also what is happening in our country as a nation, as people. Um, I believe all of you know. Somebody tagged me on, and I'm gonna bring this on. Very funny, on George Lobo's podcast from out of yesterday. With it was plenty talking. I can talk because I have a background to talk. Things that I know in respect to experience, not just life experience, work experience, education, okay, or learning for that matter, and taking advantage of opportunities or being prepared. I would call it preparedness. Okay. They said there are no luck. There's always preparation meets opportunity. The only place that preparation does not meet opportunity is Liberia. And in the world over, for you to get to where you are, either you inherit it or you earn it. Even for inheritance, those who give it to you have to earn it. It's not stolen. Okay. So I was listening, but it's a story for another day. And I have a big on a brother show where the working here where we're coming from. But for now, I'm gonna just talk about tonight. I got a call last week. I got an inbox from Need. I've been working with Need since about 2017. When she first I was first introduced to, or she was first introduced to me by my sister Abba Dolo, who was at the time the one of the anti-corruption commission. Apparently, all of them supported her charity, um, they saved our children for Liberia. A powerful young woman who have, I mean, have a strong voice, who have helped a lot of Liberians, you know, make contact in the international community. But they came to me in 2017 where a young lady, a little girl, beautiful little girl, was struggling because she had kidney failure. We raised a lot of money on this platform, just as we did for Henry Costa when he first came to the States. Before a lot of people heard who that was. We raised a lot of money for her. She went to Ghana, but she did not survive because both of her kidney have failed, and there were no dialysis machine in Liberia at the time, or if it was, it was too expensive. She was taken to Ghana by her parents, and she did not make it sense. Then we have support her. Dr. Richardson, myself, and other people have supported her, even on the journey with the Feed the Children during the Corona. And all of them, we are in contact. And if you all remember, the 3-year-old girl that we helped rescue, and she took it over, and we're able to, I've been talking to her, to we're able to find sponsor for her. I reached out to her because the last I checked was that the Liberian government, when the people it got heated, that was the Weah government, they were trying to take the child, to the point that she was being threatened at one point. I told her go live, and we went live with that so they kind of give her a break. Then they started working with her because she have found her voice, found her niche, speaking for the people. So last weekend, she sent me a picture of a child who were burned from literally all over the body. But let me see what she wrote, because I will show the picture to you all before I start the show. My entire left foot is burned and bandaged up. A 5-year-old son is in another room, and his mom is in another room at the same time, same hospital. They're from Nimba, strangers in Monrovia in need our support to get food and water. I'm just really reading that just to I'm gonna contact. So I'm gonna contact her tomorrow. Whatever I have, I'm gonna send it to her. Well, Lufa, I still have this money on my phone. So they need food, they need water and toiletry. So I'm gonna call people out and see who all can help me. I have been calling but have not gotten any response yet. To purchase their med. 5-year-old Momo and his mom were then okay, what it were. At least earliest when their room caught on fire and the little boy woke up or his mom found that was being charged around the curtain. When he got under the curtain to pick up the phone, the entire curtain already a blaze fell on his head. So the little boy whole head is burned. You see right there, his whole head is burned. Okay, there he is. That's me with the little boy right there. I'm gonna put it up. Yeah, Liberian in the diaspora, I know we are all exhausted. I know we are all tired. I know we're tired, continue to give and nothing given. I know most of what, I listened to Sekou today on his show, and he said going to the election, a little boy whole head is burned. Okay. He said, I will try to see if I can, his whole face is burned. And we don't have a burn unit in Liberia, right? We don't. This is so sad. Look at this child. He's only 5 years old. Only 5. I know we are tired. I know his whole hand is burned. That is his hand burned right there. It's like a charcoal. Okay. It's hard trying to discuss it, quite frankly. I know that we're tired. I can say, I can speak to that because I know. I've done this for 40 plus years. And the last 8 years, I've done it with everything inside of me, my money, my time, running back and forth between here, Washington, New York, Liberia, and back. then I have to come back and go to work and take care of my own children and take care of my family. So I understand. You know, Sekou said today and say, come go into the election when we set up the account. A lot of people subscribe. And now nobody want to give. And I think I wrote under there and said to him, I said, Sekou, people are tired. People are disillusioned. People do not know. At this point, people have to take a step back. Hey, Brother Joe, to kind of find their voice, to find their strength. Okay? People have to. They're where people are. They're where I am. But because I'm here and I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, not thousands of inbox daily from my email to my WhatsApp to my Messenger to my Skype and all the other social media every day. Okay. And there are people who say, our mom, be sis, we're depending on you. It's hard when you love your people. Hi, sis Miara. You were going to tell me what your schedule like so we can get this going. Thank you, Batu. Okay, so we have to we are advocates. Okay, we have to be a little more considerate. We got to be patient. I get it. It's frustrating. I'm here. I spend hundreds of dollars every month. This is just to pay for. I have to pay for Zoom. I have to pay for StreamYard. Okay, then I pay for, because I want to do flyer for myself instead of asking people. I pay for Canva. I paid or compensate the person who's coming to the studio, because they can't just come stay in the studio in this summer. Or Musa gave let us air there in the studio. Okay, he and his son. But the person that comes and sit in the studio too, they gotta eat. They gotta take care of the family. So we also have to fund, give him something every month. So it's a lot. Besides having family and friends, like for instance, 3 weeks ago, I told you my little sister fiance were murdered in cold blood in Liberia. It's to the point, when you're talking for other people, you can. But when you've done for so many people and it gets to you, I always say, all of us, this death, the killing will come to our door. And then you just look and say, wow, I don't know what to say. I've been saying I'm going to talk about it. I don't know what to say. I got a call from Nimba, from a journalist 3 days ago, that said the LDEA the LD, Liberian Drug Enforcement, that is in Nimba, majority of them are on train. Some of them are gangsters that were running the street doing tailor time, a cross dealer. The other day, they raided people's homes, taking their property, beating people up, and nothing happened. Okay? Nothing happened. In fact, when you go to the courthouse, they tell you that DEA problem or that LDEA problem, or they can't touch it. There is no one in Liberia, including the president, that is above the law. And this has nothing to do with Bwaka or Joshua. I'm talking constitutionally speaking, legally speaking, based on the funding document of the nation. No one in Liberia is immune to crime. Even when they say in the article that it says that when the president commits crime, the president cannot be prosecuted unless that president is prosecuted while he's in power. That is a lie. If the president commits crimes that benefit the people, now, when the president commits crime that benefits him, if you override the law to benefit the nation, okay, that's something else. It has to be on behalf of the nation. But if the president steals, okay, that's not part of his duty. It falls within the Constitution. It says in pursuance, okay, in pursuance to the Constitution. It must be within the Constitution. This is it with John Hancock. When he decided, and what is guy name? The one that did a duo with the other guy, what's his name? I will come to it in America. When they wanted to set up the bank up to pay off the U.S. War debt, and the people came against him and said, "Oh, you can't do that. Time will come, they will control the nation." And his argument was, it benefits the people. So long my decision is in the interest of the people, that bill end up passing. But you cannot make laws to benefit you who in power, okay? And that the people, he can be prosecuted, she can be prosecuted, the he before can be prosecuted. We have to learn to read the law correctly. And then the thing is, the essence of the judiciary of the Republic of Liberia, based on the founding document or the principle of the nation, okay? The judicial branch job is to interpret the laws and administer the laws. I'm yet to find out their interpretation because they contradict themselves. Okay? One minute, they say one thing, you can have a full bench to pass a judgment. That particular full bench, you come back 3 years later, if you have a different president who has a different interest, that same full bench will go against themselves. The thing that they formed before innocent, they will make it guilty if that's what that president wants. It is not in the interest of the nation. It must be in the interest of the nation. So when I hear Liberian people say we have to go back and keenly read, let me say, this is the information age, okay? You have a whole library of legal document that you can put in your document where they say it can interpret it for you, okay? And it does not matter what country you come from. It will go to your country where your law say, your funding documents, okay? How your governance system, and it will interpret that for you. Okay? Sis Yamitro, welcome. Sis Miara, welcome. Sis, yes. So here I am. So I will say to all of us who are on Facebook, who are calling, who are traveling to Liberia, who have people calling us, I think all of us are burned out. We are burned out physically, we are burned out financially, we are burned out emotionally, we are burned out. You know, the other day I got up, me and my husband went to the car lot. I wanted to get me a car because my baby was in an accident and they totaled my car. And they're bringing all of this car. I said, no, this is what I wanted to buy, but I've been holding out from buying it. Okay. Like when my kids were little, I went to the store to get me, went to the car lot to get me a really nice car. But at the time, I have 4 young people and I have my nephew here with me. So I have 5 people. So I got me a Suburban. I love that car though. That I could tow that car. That's how my stepfather named me Twiggy, because he had always been waiting to meet me. And finally he met me. I'm this little person. I'm like, well, 5'5", 5'4.5". At the time, 110, 115 pounds. And I got out of the car. He just looked at me and said, oh my God, that's Twiggy. She's so little. All right. Good evening, Raw. So when we step into the minds of leaders in Liberia that they can commit crimes and they can walk away, that is a lie. If the work that they perform was not in the interest of the nation, they can be prosecuted. And if that's the case, then we need to revisit the Constitution. But I did not want to play Papier Boaka's speech today. I got some right of interpretation. You know, when the street does not sell you the word, if the house does not say, the street will not buy you. And I was listening to a business guru the other day who said, you don't have to chase as a nation. Even Lee Kuan Yew said that you don't have to chase as a nation. You can develop A first world country, a monetary world. They did it in Singapore. He said, build your nation, build your people. Your people will build a nation. And when you have the quality of people, the workforce that we call the human capital, and you already have the raw material. Listen, every nation, every business, what they need is the first thing that all of you, this is ABC economics. What to produce, whom to produce it for, and how to produce it. Every leader will ask that question. What do we need to be better, to be a better nation? I know when you're talking, you either cussing people, demeaning people, breaking down homes, you get 1,000 views. I'm not interested. I'm interested in quality, not quantity. Okay. And Lee Kuan Yew said he had a mind. He knew exactly what he didn't want as a leader. Everything was throwing at him. Even Japan offered him, Russia offered him, America offered him. He said, this is not what we want. This is what I want to take my nation to. He said, when you come from people who are using coal to poop and you put them in a high-rise building, you also have to help them change the mindset. You must educate them. You must. You know, I don't know, most of you know that you're in Liberia. Do you know in America, you don't send your children to school, you can go to jail? You can go to jail. Any child under 16, not in school, the parents can go to jail. The government provide that. The low state I live in, we spend, I say, what, 37% of our budget on education, primary education, K1 through 12, and 15% of our budget on higher education. That's college training on our human capital. When you build your people will build the country. I listen. Most of you who just coming around here, the George logo and all of that, all new. I know Papa Boaka ever since. Ever since. Like I keep saying, I want him to prove me wrong. He needs to reshuffle. Because majority of the people he brought on, they're not going to change Liberia. They only know where they know. They know nothing, most of them outside of Liberia. Everything is World Bank, IMF. Okay, no, African Development Bank, IMF, Liberia politics, Liberia governance system that have not changed since 1847. In fact, let me go back, since 1822, saying George we had them were using, saying 1847. Let me go saying 1822, saying the ship with the pioneer was still on the boat. Nothing has changed. So all of us can be a part. The way we met it, the way it is, that's the way it is. I heard the man said, and Rob, that is correct. But the thing is, you can't market a dirty place. You cannot market today, okay? When people go to Singapore, if something happened to them, they will get the best health care possible. The streets are clean. If your wallet gets lost in the street, you go to the nearest police station, you will find it there. Nobody will take anything for it because somebody there, they're going to go to jail. You cannot have 90% of your people hungry. Don't know where the next meal will come from. You can't have a population against education, but cannot find a job. Then what's the essence? The mothers go into the market and sell to educate their children because they say education is the passport, okay, to the future, because the future belongs to those who are prepared and that preparation. But the school system said we don't trust it. Those in the position of power send their children to international school where they're taught at an international standard, where they're competitive. They can stay in Liberia and take tests internationally. They can take the SAT, they can take the ACT, and they can still pass, maybe with flying color. They have all the resources. That is those who came before and those who are coming after them. The culture of impunity is the same day after day after day, meaning every government after the other government. Okay. And I see some people too talk. Okay. They philosophize the issue in Liberia. They don't want to say this is the root cause of the issue because they were white people. Then they would not be in good grace. They don't want to say this is the root cause of our issue, then they will be pointing in a direction. So they philosophize the happenings in Liberia. I don't. I'm a realist. You like me? Good. You don't like me? That's fine. I still got to get up in the morning and go work. I still got to try to finish what I started that I dropped out of, to be a philosopher. Okay. So, and I still got to have battle with my kids, have good time with my kids, dance with my kids, cry with them, stand up to them, stand up to me, and I will still be that. All right. But today, the president said at the United Nations that he's fighting drugs. That is not a true statement. Our children are getting drugged up. Your DEA are up interior, beating up Liberians. Drugs are coming through the airport. And they say, oh, they don't know who the owner is. You do not put nowhere in the word that you put a parcel on the plane and that parcel does not have a tracking number, a destination number, the owner to it, who will receive it. And they're leaving our children and poisoning their life. So I went back again to the main story. If we build Liberia, it's just like in the United States, right? Or anywhere now in the developed world. You build up your credit. If you look at my table, different credit card offer. 2 years ago, when I was running back and forth to Liberia and I could barely remember to pay my bills, no. People wanted to give me high rate interest. Now people giving me stuff that I don't have to have interest. People calling me for money in cash to take. So money attracts money. When you chase money, it runs. All right? So how about we build our nation? But I want us to listen to this. And now coming back to Liberia, this is George Bush. George Bush is the man who stopped the war in Liberia, who told Taylor he must go. He's a Republican. And I keep telling the Liberian people, Donald Trump is not a Republican. He just doesn't have Republican value. You don't even, they may tell you, is that two tomato or two, whatever he says, okay? The man who cheats on his wife, I know for Liberia, it's a commonplace. All your leaders then get side chick. Even the women then get child man, side boyfriend, in front boyfriend, behind boyfriend. It's a commonplace. They don't care about the morality. They don't care. But you know what? Your private life impacts your public life. When you ascend out of the private into the public, you become a role model. You become a symbol of a nation. So you don't have a private life. Your life belongs to us and we speak to it. So when you're talking your nonsense, or do not judge, it's the same Bible. There's everything in the Bible. You can say whatever you want to say to suit you. The same Bible says, don't judge so you can be judged. The same Bible says, by their fruit you shall know them. And the same Bible said, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not cover thy neighbor. But I'm going to play this for all of us to listen up to George Bush. I like this tip. That is first inaugural speech right here. So hopefully I don't get a commercial to come on.
Sometimes in life we're called to do great things. But as a saint of our times has said, every day we are called to do small things with great love. The most important tasks of a democracy are done by everyone. I will live and lead by these principles to advance my convictions with civility, to pursue the public interest with courage, to speak for greater justice and compassion, to call for responsibility and try to live it as well. In all these ways, I will bring the values of our history to the care of our times. What you do is as important as anything government does. I ask you to seek a common good beyond your comfort, to defend needed reforms against easy attacks, to serve your nation, beginning with your neighbor. I ask you to be citizens,
beginning with your neighbors.
Citizens, not spectators. Citizens, not subjects. Responsible citizens, building communities of service and a nation of character.
You hear it? You got a role to play.
Americans are generous and strong and decent, not because we believe in ourselves, but because we hold beliefs beyond ourselves. When this spirit of citizenship is missing, no government program can replace it. When this spirit is present, no wrong can stand against it.
Amen. I want to stop here. I want to stop here. Okay? That was George Bush inauguration. And every word that man said, he meant it. Every word that man said, he meant it. He was not the most eloquent speaker, but what he said, he meant. He charged this country. Does Donald Trump sound like that? He tells you from the beginning of this, we come from a nation of what? Becoming what? This is where effort wants you to. Trump said you must send everybody back. You will have the mass deportation when they take over. And I see some of you like you're sitting on your platform. You ain't got food to eat and talking. Okay? Okay, so I listen, I listen when I heard, and I turned my phone off when I heard your president say how much change they've made. Okay, how much they're fighting drugs. How are they fighting drugs? How are they fighting drugs? Looking at the budget, they have 1.9 million. They just changed it to 450,000. It's like we are calling for rape as a national emergency and promise to give $2 million, put $2 million in the budget to fight rape. Is there raping case in Liberia? It just, some of us are tired. Our strength can just go so far. And then they tell you, one of UP person wrote yesterday, oh, it's not easy to be big man in Liberia. Yesterday, that was Patrick Hunter. Today, the Ami Moda. I mean, they were just talk after 2 weeks, they will shut up. No. We may talk for 2 weeks and shut up. One thing that you must remember, this is the digital age. This is the age of social media. This is the age where we all live in a small space called a global village. This is a place where everything that you do that we talk about is documented, that it will show up every year around the same time. That your children, when we see your children in the future, if my children see, and my children will remember and say, oh, it's Moda children, and say, oh, that boy moved for them, and their father then stole to do so and so. This is not 1939 with Rockefeller and the Kennedys and the Vanderbilt and the Chase Manhattan and the charm of the word. This is not it. Because where they wrote it, well, we read. The man who writes the story is the man who tells the story. It's the story that the people believe. But we are telling the story in different rendition. I'm telling the story. Sekou is telling the story. OK FN is telling the story. Truth FN is telling the story. Brother Joe Bender is telling the story. Sis Miara is telling the story. Brother Leonora is telling the story. Sis Yamitro is telling the story. So we are all telling our own rendition of the story. At some point, your children will trample over this and they will hear it out. So when y'all sit and say they're just talking, we're not talking. What we're talking have digital footprints. So if you feel we're talking, but you guys are going to do what you want to do regardless, and the people are going to continue to suffer. That's why nobody respects Liberians. Anyone in Singapore who want to go anywhere around the world, America, where you trying to come to, they just have to show up to the embassy. Most of them don't want to leave their country because American businesses are going to the country because they build their country. They secure their country. They have healthcare system. They have security system. They are literally almost crime-free, except for domestic crime. People go there to invest their money. People go there to build factory. People go there to create jobs. But you're running. I was looking up today at Liberia balance of trade. Okay. Liberia trade balance ends up in almost $500 million every year. Okay. Almost $500 million every year. You know, I live in Georgia. I keep telling people, Georgia have to function within the confines of her budget. Okay. Georgia cannot, it's not a federal government. So Georgia cannot go out and borrow money. So wherever they have, they must use it to build their nation, to educate their children, to create employment. Okay? They have to do that. Now, Georgia has 159 counties. They're not supposed to create another county. You know how we do when we're shifting? We redistrict. As the population shifts, instead of having 5 cities in Conway County, where you got 20,000 people, you redistrict that place. Instead of having 4 representatives or 3 representatives, you redistrict that because the people are not there, because Liberia is based on representation, is based on population. So everyone can have a representation. But no. You say, let them just talk. They will get tired. I listen to y'all. Now I hear some people say, this can never happen. Yes, it can happen. Let me say to y'all, Liberian people. When the name Obama was coming up to run in the United States, and I always tell this story, I will never forget telling you, may his soul rest in peace, my late Uncle Andrew. Uncle Andrew spent almost 40 years in this country. He went to New York in the 80s. He was sitting there, all of us were sitting there in my living room. And they said Obama was going on Oprah Winfrey's show. That time Oprah was the hot kick. And he was going to announce Que Kennedy said. And my uncle said, it's not going anywhere. America is not ready. America is not ready for, he said, America is not ready for a black man, and America will not be ready for a black man for another 200 years. Those words hit me like a block in my head. As a mother of a black man in the United States who were born here, and I thought, if my son followed the rules, if he plays his cards right, he does what is right, and he wants to be president, he should have a fighting chance. That was my cause. The year that Obama ran, we were paying cell phone 25 cents or 50 cents or 45 cents per minute. We were. That's what we were paying for cell phone. And when you went to go do phone banking, you have to use your own phone. And you couldn't stay to your house that we do right now where they route you into a system and you just died out. No, you have to go to a location. We all have to drive in our own car, in our own gas to go to Duluth. That was our closest center. The next one was in Norcross. Sit over there with lists of names while we call to do poll, to talk to people to get out and vote. Or if they're registered, this is where they need to go to register. This is where they need to go and vote. Not only did we do that, we drove around in this county, in this state. If we cover one county this week, we go to another county. With 159 counties, we knock at almost every door that we could knock at to make sure the people got out and vote. We did the same thing in 2020. You saw me sitting in my car, going to door. You go, you hang this because you could not talk to people because of the corona. You knock at the door, you open it, you talk to them. If Liberian people want change, all of us was sitting on the social media, okay? Says Miada, a few of us were in Liberia. We went and talked to people. All right. I'm probably can say, you know, have people come on social media to insult me. Oh, nobody even vote for you. Listen. Because you do not know my value does not diminish my values. You don't know your values. So if I spoke to you and said, this is the way, because I've seen it work in other places. I've seen it work all over the world. I have studied many countries that come from war, that come from not having anything. We are not the first nation that find ourselves there, but we must make good decisions. If I come and talk to you and you do not see that you deserve better and you do otherwise, it has nothing to do with me. When all was done, I'm sitting in my living room. All right. I have enough space. And you know, I said this not to brag. For a girl that was born on banana leaf, for a girl whose mother have to tear her lapa to tie on her as a diaper, okay? To giving the chance that I have, I am humble. That's why I can't look away, because people fought for me to be here and continue to fight. People stood up every day for me to be here. Even as a black woman, to live where I live, because when I came to this country, most of the black people were in Norcross, or they were in Stone Mountain, or on the other side of town, on the south side. This was called the Boondock. And we have transitioned because blacks get educated, they get good job, okay? And they start moving. I remember when we first moved to Loganville, we could barely come outside. We would go on the south side or to Norcross shopping and come. When we came inside, we closed our door because we didn't know when the people would drive by, to make sure our children were safe. So other people have taken the risk to speak for my nation. So long there's a breath in me and there's a strength, I will continue to do that. I will continue to push that. But someday I will not be able to, because I'm tired. Someday I will not be able to because I have work, I have school, I got papers to write, I got paper to correct. And I see some of you come on Facebook and go, 1%. The shame should be on Liberians. The fun should be on y'all. The laughter should be on y'all. We should all be laughing at y'all. Because if you saw a man or a woman that the rest of the world that is competitive, highly competitive, saw value in him, putting at the head of their legacy company that have been around, that is a centurion organization over 100 years, almost, in fact, more than 100 years, when it was dying out, to give it to him, to save it and give it back to them. And it's still growing. But you say, oh no, he's not worth it. Oh, he's just 1%. Let me say to the Liberian people, I'm proud 1%. A respectful woman, a well-learned woman, a very educated woman, okay? A consistent woman, a woman with high morality, okay, and integrity. So I'm a proud 1%. And if I must do it again, I will do it again. Because the majority says something that is good, it does not mean it's good. So if you think you did not see my value or the value of the 1%, it does not speak about me. It speaks to you, who you are, what you think you are worth. You are worth coming back and always explaining. You are worth living on pity. You are worth living on sorry, or I didn't know. If I knew, that's your problem. It has nothing to do with me. Today, I'm not here to even talk about Boakai. I didn't support Boakai. All right? But I want him to prove me wrong. Is that possible? I don't know. But if Yasani, were making decision for the future of my children, I would never choose Papi Boakai. I'm sorry. I said it. Me, I would not have. Because he does not, at this point, I don't think he has the strength, the ability, the capacity at this junction, in this moment in time, in the global village, in the .com and the Google year, the age of Elon Musk, where we have electric cars. No. Last week, they came up with budget performance report and putting $250,000. Say they went to rescue and recover the people that died in the mountain in Grand Bassa. That's a lie. See, that's the thing. That's a lie. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Those people were alive when they were dragging them. Their own friends in the community were taking them out of the hole. Nobody showed up. Jeremiah couldn't show up later with Becca Rest to sympathize with the people. So there were no $250,000 rescue and recover that went on. That is a lie. That's criminal. And you will come under my post and tell me 1%. I'm proud. Yeah, Roy. So when you come and think you're being insulting, one thing though, I know at the end of every month, in the month end on the weekend, I know you say I'm collecting paycheck. Well, I'm doing my own hustle on Facebook and other things, right? Although they had my account and took it down. Let me say to you, I will still be able to take care of myself, take care of my children, go shopping if I want to, help those that I feel I can, that I'm in a position to if I want to. That is a choice. It's a conscious decision I have to make. If I don't want to do it, I will not do it. You, on the other hand, majority of you who are from inbox to inbox and you think you're smart, you text one person, you text that other person, how long does that go on? You might go and buy a few bottles of beer. I've gone to club and see Liberian young people who I know don't have job, who will buy 10, 15, 20 bottles of beer, put on the table to show off. Some of them, they're in other people's inbox every day. How do you then want to change your nation? To change your nation, it requires intention. You must be very intentional with it. Not just intention. You must be intentional with your decision. You must have a plan. You must be ready to roll up your sleeves and work. How do you live on running here and there, collecting money and dividing it just to paycheck? I was talking to you about Liberia. Balance of trade. Your balance of trade is in the negative. In the negative every year. At least I'm looking after the war. The balance of trade. It's in the negative every year. Every year. $500 million. You import. It says you input $1.5 billion in goods. This is 2022. And then 1 billion import of services total. 293 million. Okay. And service export, 13 million. Structural trade deficit in 2023, 18.4 million. You go look at it. You go think about it. And you think you're going anywhere. Then you got almost 90% unemployment. Majority of the nation, majority of their taxes or the revenue comes from taxes. Taxes for personal, individual employment. If you got 90% unemployment, your budget is not going to change. Now, you are an import nation. How then do you tell me, all right? I have an MBA. My emphasis is on finance, all right? But when you do an MBA, you study economics also. Y'all tell me, y'all say y'all will drive inflation. Y'all not cut it by half. That's what the government say. How is that possible when all over around the world, the inflation hiking up, okay? Everything you have, you input. My people on here, y'all tell me, does it make sense to y'all that Liberia will reduce or have reduced her inflation 0.5%? Yeah, it has. You know how it has? Papa Boaka don't have to worry about money anymore. All you got to say, they just got to gain money so that other people can do what they want to do. Just as Samuel Toure, they were doing it with Miguel. Whatever we are wants to do, so don't we are did it. Wherever they say we are did. This is where we are. How then does that make sense? I want to ask y'all, says Miara, you here? All of you, Brother Joe, y'all tell me. How is that if Liberia is an import nation, that it will be able to cut its inflation rate 0.5%? They say they already have from 12% to 6% when the rest of the world is struggling to balance that. So that's my question to you. Does that make sense to any of you when everything you get is coming from other people's country where we're talking about inflation? Does that make sense to you? That is, the thing is, when you lied, they say popularity will take you to the top. It's character that will take you, that will keep you there. When you have no character and all you know is to lie, and lie begets lie. So we will continue to lie and tell story, believing that our people don't understand, believing that our people will never understand, continue to take our people for granted. But when I was young, the people used to say, Yeah, excuse me, I'm not being prejudiced, but it's just something to say. Oh, better people stupid. Better people stupid. No, they're not. They're tolerant. They're kind. They're gentle. But when they get tired with you, they will deal with you. That's how they are. We went to war because of what you're doing today. Everything that was present before the war, I was a kid, but I see it's visible. You come, you lie, people elect you. You turn to a monster in their hands. I don't believe, let me tell you something. This is about me. I always carry myself well. I think most of you know, I grew up in Georgia. I've been here all my adult life. Because I always, even in my old clothes, I would wash my clothes, I would iron it. Every time I walk out, those days, I don't even remember if I wore makeup. I was always on point. So most of the guys will not talk to me. They won't talk to me. The story was I was stuck up. I didn't date Liberians. I was this, I was that, I was here, I was here, I was here, I was here. I think I'm better. I think I'm this. So then finally, I got married to my husband. And then people will walk up to me and say, oh, but yeah, we didn't know you were single. But yeah, welcome. But yeah, we didn't know you could date Liberian men. They said you could not date Liberian men. So because if they didn't see me when I was there, or you felt intimidated, or you thought I was better, that's on you. Your loss. That's how I see it. That was your loss. It had nothing to do with me. So my point is, if we came to you and say, okay, the election in God, George, we are in Une Pabe Boaka. Tawan Gonglo is there. Alexander Cummings is there. Moba is there. You say no, even in the cascade, we'll vote for you. You didn't see your self-worth. Where you saw who you think, the way you look like, the way you elected. So when we say that and say, oh, the people corrupt, listen, the people in the government, they didn't wake up one morning and became corrupt. All of the people in the government, we know them. We know them personally. I know Pape Boaka personally. I sat on table and ate with him. Pape Boaka was like a father to my oldest brother, my late brother, Dr. Dodo. Just saw at some point, have pictures all over with him. Okay? I chose when Mo Ali said there will be no tearaway. There won't be a tearaway. It will either be UP or CDC. I knew then that this joining was not about Liberian. It was they didn't think we are belong there. It's because they didn't think we are and his people needed to be in that position. They didn't even care about the killing that was going on. They didn't care about the corruption that was going on. They didn't care about the rape that was going on. They didn't care about the intimidation, the fear that was in the country. It was only because they're the one who was supposed to be there. Now we are, not to it, not any of them. That's what it was about. For them, that's what it was. Nothing more. It was them. That was their father's property. Yes. Yes. And then you come up. How do you anticipate to get anything different? Folks, my time here is almost over. It's an hour Thursday evening. Okay, Sunday is 2 hours. I think an hour is long enough. Yeah, when I get up, please call me so we can talk. How in heaven? Okay, I think I posted and I posted on here. The Secretary of State, who is like in fact, not like, it's the head of the American businesses in Georgia. The Secretary of State is responsible. So the Secretary of State in America in each state plays this role. The Minister of Commerce in Liberia, the Election Commission, okay, they're in charge of all of that. That man gets paid less. He gets paid less than Mo Ali gets paid. He gets paid less than what is guy name? Amin Moda gets paid. He gets paid more than the judges in Liberia gets paid. Does that make sense? And as I see the paper go stand up there and he talking. This is 2024. Oh man, you are not that smart. Okay, I see Sekou. Yes, Sekou, I was talking about you earlier. All right, it don't make sense. You took the budget of drug to fight drugs from 1.9 million to 400 and say you are investing in fighting drugs. Who are you lying to? Let's see, there's a thing that goes above all. Do not lie to yourself. Because when a man lies to himself, he gets to a point that he no longer knows the difference between what is fact and what is not. He even loses respect for himself and for everyone. And that's where we are in Liberia. So let me say to you, some of you young people who think you're smart, where they can get $5 to come on and cost people. Some of you who children, you're begging for your children to go to school, but you thought you were playing games. I have no reason to go to Liberia, quite frankly. I go to Liberia for the love of Liberia. If I have to buy $3,500 plane ticket, take me 2 days sitting on my back, leave my job, losing hundreds and hundreds of dollars per day as I go, in bushes all over the place to come and talk to you. I'm not asking you to vote for me. I'm telling you, vote for you, vote for your children. Then you smile. You will not listen. Then the people will come and whisper. You only political cold water. When next time you can, it will not show up. So the election over. You will wait for another 3 years to wait for another political cold water. So who are you hurting? How can you help the little girl? Okay, the little boy that got burned. I'm going to send you news number. Okay, she's not here. All right. I don't want you to send money to me, so I'm going to send you the number and I will let you know and to contact her, because the other money that people gave me the other day for the low grade I got beating, Lofa ain't get it from me yet. It's still sitting on my phone. So it right here on my phone, right there. So I'm looking for him to give me instructions. So I don't want to call mango money. Yeah. So yeah. So let me ask Need what she would say. I don't know who did that. If the person, yes, I will put Need number here. I will look in the body of the note, and thank you for pointing that out to me. Here it says Yama. Okay. So if you like I was telling my story, if you look at me and say people say this speaker and you didn't give me an opportunity to see who I am, you have a man. All right. And I will go out of this with that video with Alexander Cummings. I'm not supporting anybody right now. I just want to play that so y'all can hear. So the Liberian people can hear. You miss out. I'm sitting right here in my living room. My kids are upstairs. I have a 17-year-old who are, in fact, she has my credit card on her phone. All she got to say to me, Mommy, I need to get this. Or I got this so I can know for me to be able to pay. Okay? I feel bad for some of y'all. But listen, if you do not say that I am, no one will say that you are for you to believe it. You cannot give what you don't have. For you to talk about loving somebody, you first must love yourself and know your self-worth. Okay? You must understand the look and feel of love. So when somebody says to you they love you and their action is different, you're able to. So when you come on a people post where you're 1% and 2% and 7% and 4%, 5%, you're sleeping in mosquito and you're talking about percentage. The one day in Minnesota, in North Dakota, because of tribalism, they can't honor you. Oh, jealousy. Let me say this to you. I'm not Alexander Cummings' mouthpiece. Yes, I supported him. I've never really got into Liberian politics, but I thought it was a time for change. So I got involved. Okay. Advocacy is about finding solution to the issue. That's whom I thought would be a solution to the issue. So I supported that person. And I make no apologies for that. Okay. Advocates are people who recognize or find the issue, speak to it, bring it to light, and find people to solve that problem. And the people, so advocacy and politics entwine, because we got to play. All the other advocates that were supporting Joseph Boakai, they were the real advocate. All the other advocates who didn't support Joseph Boakai, they were fake advocates. I see that where most of you were talking, because most of you don't understand. For me, I'm not a social worker, so I can talk to social worker issue where you do counseling. Okay. But I study history. I study histories of advocates who have changed the world, from the Dr. Martin Luther King to Nelson Mandela to Gandhi to Malcolm X. You know, the different type of advocates who have come and made an impact to what his name Isa Randolph, who started the Brotherhood of the Sleeping Cars, and all of these people. I'm making my business to follow them, to understand them. Even the Mao Zedong, the Deng Xiaoping, Wu Qin China, before the Xi Jinping came along, you know, all of these people. So I studied them extensively. You know, when you talk about Alexander the Great, who was a warrior, okay, how he wanted to put his nation up here. Where do you want to take you, your nation, and your people? How do your mind? You're waiting for oh, if it's Apple Pay, then I don't know if I got. Oh yeah, you're talking about my daughter. Yeah, okay. They know about all of that thing. So you are sitting there and going 1%, but you're struggling. 1%. Your leaders are beggars. They are not men. They have no balls. They don't create anything. Those who are women, they're not strong enough. They're still begging. You take a whole nation. I said to you earlier, simple ABC economic question. What to produce, for whom to produce, and how to produce it. Where you need to produce, you need raw material. Whether it's used or not, Liberia has raw material. How in hell the country that iron ore come from, billions of dollars iron ore come from? You can't build skyscraper. You have to beg Lebanese people to buy steel raw from them. To get steel raw in the country where the steel come from is more expensive than to get it in India. The place where diamond and gold come from, how many geologists that you people have? How many schools that talk about moving earth that have to do with geological engineering in your school? What kind of engineering school do you have? You see, let me tell you something. When South Korea found out they had limited resources, because they started where you call today, Samsung started as a rice mill. They went to semiconductor before they got into where they are. The first thing is they wanted to find a niche. South Korea started refinery, but first they have to educate the people because they wanted to specialize. South Korea is heavily invested in specialization. China came from behind just in the 1976. Yesterday, China came from behind with literally no money, eating each other from our day and devising a plan, rolling up their sleeves and working. The Chinese government, you get good idea, they give you money. and the government is a partner for you to hire people. You got one person. You know, a year, you know, I'm not trying to go on Amin Moda. Amin Moda tell us he was a millionaire. He was doing this, he was doing that. But the last time Alexander Cummings had a competition for business incubator, young people or people who were starting businesses, okay? He went there. He joined the competition. He won the thing. He was, I think, the highest winner, $10,000. You already have money. Why did you put your name there? Why didn't you let other people establish business? You see, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility, those of us that have been blessed. All right? Exactly. We have a responsibility to educate our people. We have a responsibility, especially those of us who know what it's like to build a nation, especially those of us who know that a grandparent have their role in a child's life, that the mother, the father have role in shaping the nation, that the president is accountable to the people. I believe in rolling up my sleeves and knocking on door and talking to people. Then here we are. You know, a year or two ago, all the big events that were going on in this country, in the Liberian community, it was either Samuel Toure or Nathaniel Magel or somebody in the WIA government. Now the new group then that come, almost all the events are coming. That either for Nani Kofa or somebody from this new government. And like the EULA, the Liberian journalists in America, this is supposed to be the watchdog for the people to speak to the issue, but they always align with people. Yeah, I went there and I have people there that I respect. The very people that are suffocating our people, the very people that are taking advantage of our people, you're who's supposed to be the watchdog of the society, who's supposed to hold them accountable. You're bringing them to be a guest speaker. They will make a donation. Imagine that. Brother Emmanuel, welcome. Folks, my evening is over. I gotta go. I'm off tomorrow. Join me tomorrow. I think I'm supposed to be on the radio in Liberia tomorrow morning. It's called, oh my God, let me see, some radio station. Let me see. Lord have mercy. I'll find it all. 90.7 tomorrow morning, 10 Liberian time. 10 Liberian time will be like 6 a.m. Yes. All right, guys. I don't know who want to help. Please inbox me. Here is my number. If you want to send me the money, I will send it to her. She can call you. This is my cash app number. Whatever you can give, that's fine. I don't know, because the person, I don't know, say, how you call it. Y'all please help with this child. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm not sure. Let me see right here. That's my number right here. My number is 404-234-2534. I will send the money to Lofa tonight so I can free my phone. Yeah, I will send it to him tonight. So let's help out. Let me see if I can find the picture and actually show it. Yes. But I wanted to finish again. I have no copyright to this stuff. I wanted to finish George Bush speech.
After the Declaration of Independence was signed, Virginia statesman John Page wrote to Thomas Jefferson, "We know the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Do you not think an angel rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm?" Much time has passed since Jefferson arrived for his inauguration. The years and changes accumulate. But the themes of this day, he would know. Our nation's grand story of courage and its simple dream of dignity. We are not this story's author, who fills time and eternity with his purpose. Yet his purpose is achieved in our duty, and our duty is fulfilled in service to one another.
Service to one another.
Never tiring.
We don't have those.
Never yielding, never finishing. We renew that purpose today to make our country more just and generous, to affirm the dignity of our lives and every life. This work continues. The story goes on, and an angel still rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm. God bless you all, and God bless America.
Now I'm gonna go up here, guys. Give me a second, and I will pull. I want to pull this video. I don't know this computer. This is a new computer though. I got this computer a few months back to be able to okay, give me 1 second. I said I wanted to play this video. Hopefully I can play it. Hopefully I can play it. So everything is so I don't know who, guys, if you send me a question and I don't answer, please forgive me. You're better off calling me. Okay, that's all I can say. You're better off calling me because I'm sorry, sometimes I don't get to the message until later. I see you later. So, oh, there goes she. I haven't seen her for a moment here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and I'm gonna end with this. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find out because my system is so slow right now. It's not even trying to. It's not even trying to do anything here. So it's very slow. Okay, let me see if I can pull this off and show this picture of this child. Oh God, have mercy. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see if it will come up. I don't know. I just posted that picture. It didn't post. It didn't post. God have mercy. I'm still here, everyone. I'm trying to show this stuff. Yeah, I'm simply saying to the Liberian people. So if people walking around and going saying, "Oh, you're 1%, you're 2%," yeah, you didn't see my worth. You don't even know your own worth. So why would it bother me? We are that 1%. Intelligent, smart, educated, patriotic, moral, and it's something that most of you don't have. So you don't understand it. All right, here it is. Let me play the little ball video. Give me 1 second. That's scary. Oh, y'all, please forgive me because I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and it is really sad. Really sad. The little child is burnt, bad way. All right, and Lee sent this to me on Saturday, I believe. I have reached out to some people to see how we can help them. They're in Morovia. They're not from Morovia because I the only place You see that, child? Oh my God, the thing just went off. Okay. Yeah, the child is badly burned. Badly burned. Oh, geez. Viewer discretion is
Linda,
advised. Okay, folks, I'm going to stop right here.
did the fire
It's
occur
not
in the
going to
night?
work. It's not going to work. I can't see this. No, 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 no. No, nah. It's too much. So, folks, if you know need, I'm going to post the picture. I'm going to post the name on my page. You can reach out to her, or you can reach out to me, okay, to see how we can help. But that's the best I can do. I can't see that picture. I can inbox it to y'all and see y'all can please help her to help this family, this woman and her child. That child, I don't know how it's gonna. Oh my God! I see why I have not seen it. Oh my God! Oh my God! But that said, I'm gonna play this video now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh my God! That is so sad. Oh, okay. So tomorrow I'm not going to work. I'm going to play it. This is on YouTube. This is Alexander Cummings. Okay. Liberia, this was presented to you. You decided you didn't want it. You can call him anything you want, call him. That's your problem. You deal with it. Sleeping you mosquito. Go borrow money. You'll create no jobs. Okay, you're growing
priorities we have, and we call that the what's. Okay. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. So after job creation, our next priority is agriculture. We are a country, after 170 years, that do not fear ourselves. Last year alone, we imported over 160 million United States dollars in rice import, and total food imports was over $280 million. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority. And there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we're finding money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after these things called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we'll do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, et cetera, et cetera. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring to lead our country.